So yeah, we back with another video. Today we're gonna be going over the best jump shot in NBA 2K23. We're gonna be going over the guards, swings, and bigs. Now I had somebody on my last video ask me what's a swing. A swing is a 6'5" to 6'9". That's some of the most popular builds in the game. Then the bigs is pretty much big man, but like 6'10" and up. And guards is 6'4" and under. If you don't know that, you're probably kind of new to the game. I know 2K kind of dropped a free version for like the Switch. They dropped a free version for Xbox, PlayStation, so it's probably a lot of new people gonna be watching this video. So I'm gonna try to do my best to describe a lot of different things as best as possible. But yeah, today we're gonna be giving y'all the bases, the releases, the blendings, may even go over like a little bit shot release timing, attribute stuff, a little bit here and there, may even give y'all a little stuff about the badges. But all that will be in this video. If you guys want more videos like this, make sure to like the video. Make sure to subscribe if you're new. Without further ado, man, it's your boy Fitz. Let's hop into it. Now in this video, I plan to go over everything jump shot wise, when it comes to shot release timing setting, when it comes to release speed, when it comes to every attribute, when it comes to the shot attributes, even badges, and how the 3-point rating and mid-range rating work. We're gonna be going over everything, even takeovers. So if you guys want more videos like this, like the video. But yeah, let's hop into it. So when it comes to the guard jump shots, the idle one in my opinion is Curry. Now, there are actually Curry replicas within the game. You got Markelle Fultz, you got Brissett, and there's actually some other ones that's very, very similar to the Curry base. The only thing is, when it comes to the Curry shot, you're gonna pretty much be able to have the best shot attributes. Now, let's go over before we go too in detail on jump shots, because I gave y'all jump shots at the beginning, but that's not the full totality of the jump shots we're gonna give y'all in this video, because it's not actually that simple. So when it comes to the shot attributes, first thing we need to go over is going to be the release speed. Now, release speed on all 3 different dynamic builds is different. So if you make a big, which is 6'10" and up, you only get 3 different release speed choices. If you make a release speed, which is a wing, where a lot of people make, which are 6'8", 6'9", you only get 4 different speed choices. If you make it as a guard, which is, I would say is 6'4" and under, you get 5 different choices. Now, that is gonna make your guards be able to have a lot faster jump shots, but that's not the only thing. Depending on your height, you're gonna have faster jump shots. So if you're 6'6" and below, which is the wings, you're gonna have a faster jump shot than a 6'8" or 6'9". Same thing as if you're tall, like a 6 or 7 foot and up, you're gonna have a faster jump shot than a 6'9" or 6'8". That's not even just talking about the different release speeds. So that's something that you gotta understand. Then when it comes to these attributes, we're gonna go over every single one. Now, release speed is pretty simple. That's just pretty much gonna be how fast your jump shot is, but it can be very much capped a lot of times. Why? Release height. Now, sometimes on the release height, it'll give you A+, but you're not getting up as high as other jump shots, and it'll be an A. But the thing that you gotta understand with a release height, sometimes depending on the jump shot, now this is depending on the jump shot, it'll actually give you an A+ release speed, but you won't have the same, like it won't be as fast as say a LaMelo, which gets really high. Because sometimes the higher you go, the slower the jump shot. Now, jump shots like LaMelo Ball, Stephen Curry, it doesn't really matter, but sometimes it does. So when you're looking at your bases and releases, you gotta understand that. Defensive immunity, that's pretty much the only way you can get like negate shot contest. Now, that's not just gonna be negating shot contest. That's gonna be kind of like how the Deadeye and Blinders new like tune is, where Deadeye and Blinders doesn't really like affect like negating shot contest. It just makes it easier to get greens on those certain things. Now, Blinders sometimes does, but not really. It just really makes it much, much easier to get greens. Now, the higher tier you go, the easier it's gonna be able to get greens and the more effect it's gonna have. Now, same thing with defensive immunity. The way defensive immunity is, it's gonna be doing that and also negating jump shots. So if you really want something to really be what you know as Deadeye of the past, you want your defensive immunity to be up. Now, last but not least, this is actually the biggest one, the timing impact. How does timing impact work in NBA 2K23? Now, I've seen a lot of people have hypotheses on this. I've seen people say it's like the new sniper badge, which even had me thinking that. And I was coming to y'all telling, I heard people say that. I never said it was 100% sure though, because I was studying. The timing impact has nothing to do with greens. Well, I guess it does, and to a certain extent, but your green window pretty much on all these jump shots, like you can have a F timing impact and have a bigger green window than Stephen Curry. The way timing impact actually works is, if you've ever felt like you get a consistent amount of different timing, say you got the fast jump shot, you got the slow jump shot. You ever heard people say that? That's because of the timing impact. Timing impact pretty much is, if you get a contest, you know how it speeds up your jump shot? It's not gonna be as fast. You know how sometimes when you're out of stamina, your jump shot slows down? It's not gonna slow down as much based off the timing impact. Now, when it comes to timing impact, you really can't have that A+ if you don't know if you have max release speed, because the way release speed works, it's kind of crazy. That's why people thought it was based off, like it was widening the green window. But the only way to really widen the green window as much as possible is lowering your release speed. So at the end of the day, it does affect your green window, but timing impact does much more than that. So yes, it does affect your green window, but it's mainly to show you guys like the impact on your green window and how fast your jump shot becomes or how slow your jump shot becomes based off the situation. Because this year they've made it to where when you shoot from further out, which we are gonna go over, you can pretty much green from anywhere on this game. Even without limitless badge or take, you can pretty much shoot from anywhere on this game. It's just really small green window. And the way timing impact affects that, it'll make it a lot easier to green, which is why Curry has one of the best timing impacts in the game, because Curry can shoot from really far. People like Damian Lillard have a higher timing impact because they can shoot from really far. Trae Young, a lot of those players that can shoot from really far have a good timing impact. So timing impact affects anytime you can like say that your jump shot is altered, whether it's your green window, whether it's your jump shot getting faster or slower, the timing impact affects that. All right, next is the shot release timing. Now, when it comes to shot release timing, we thought this was a lot of different things, but literally all this is the flick of the wrist. So when it came to a lot of people when the game first came out, they were saying the jump shots this year wasn't based off the base. It's based off the releases, which is like your wrist, which is it's true. It's actually true. But the bases, it is based off, you can base it off your bases and you can base it off your releases. Now, if you base it off your releases and just watch your releases every single time, you're never going to really have that issue of like the difference in timings, because if you just look at your wrist every single time and time it based off your wrist, you'll be perfectly fine. It's going to be different timings, but you can pretty much get a green every single time, no matter what your release is, no matter what your timing impact is, based off your release. And the way your releases can alter is your shot timing release time. You can put this to early, very early, late, or very late. But a lot of people that's mastered the release timing, like Steezo, he even did a video on this, and he uses very late. Now, me, I can't do that. That's way too slow. But what you would see is just go to like the Pro-Am facility. If you're on current gen, just go to your My Court, go to the Gatorade facility. If you're on next gen, go anywhere where you can test your jump shot and just keep changing the release timing and look how slow or fast your wrist goes. If you put it on very early, it's gonna be a snap. It's gonna be an instant snap of the wrist. You put it on very late, it's gonna be going like you can literally just watch your wrist. Now, this is very odd because, like I said, if you put it on very early, it's like the snap of the wrist. But at the same time, the way you time it based off looking at your wrist is also kind of different, because you put it on very early, as soon as you see that hand get all the way back, it's gonna snap instantly forward. So as soon as you see it go all the way back, you release the button. Same thing with all these other ones, but it's like a different mesh point you gotta time it for, from what I've experienced. Now, it may not be the same for you, but I use Oscar Robertson for a majority of my releases, and it makes it very simple for me. Let me make sure I change that back to early, because we all know that this year there's been a very big issue with 2K resetting your shot timing and your animation. So let me not tweak on that. Now, another recommendation I have for people that really do have an issue with like the difference of timings, if you don't want to look at your release on your build, like when you're shooting, you don't want to look at your wrist every single time, just put on your shot meter. Now, there are some shot meters better than others, so if you want the best one, in my opinion, for shooting, I would say Comet. Moving on into the shooting badges. Shooting badges, we got the same tiers. Let's just hop into it. Agent 3 is easily a broken, overpowered badge. just off the fact that it's not just for off the dribbles, and a lot of these guards like to do the fades, makes it broken. But the fact that it's anytime you're just shooting off the dribble, but it's not like just fades, you can even do standstills, that has to mean something. So yeah, I'm about to say that's broken. Amped is a very interesting badge. On current gen, I would say Amped is top tier. On next gen, it depends on the build. If I'm using a small guard, I think it's top tier. But if it's like one of the big guards, 6'7", 6'8", 6'9", especially 6'9", I think it's don't use. Now, I think I found the reason why my jump shot be changing so much ever since first season. I've been making more builds. First season, I was really only using my 99 6'9" build. But as the seasons went on, I tried to have more fun. I made different builds for different situations, and I don't have that 99 stamina on any of the other builds. I only have a 90. So I think that may be why my jump shot changes so much more since season 1. Where other people, I don't see having that same experience. So I think that may be why. But even still, Amped all the way since season 1, even with this stuff like that, I have not really messed with Amped. But I'm about to say it's top tier because it is really important to have it on a small guard, even on next gen, and it still is very important or extremely important to have it if you're not on next gen. Current gen is one of the better shooting badges or important shooting badges. Blinders is arguably top tier with like the dribble moves people love to use in this game, but I'm about to say yeah, it's top tier. All right, shooting is gonna be tough to not have too many top tier. Catch and shoot is top tier. Like if you're spot up, that's the by far most important badge. Claymore, this is a badge that's like if you're spotting up, catching and shooting, it's the best badge. But if you're like off the ball like mover and you catching and shooting, it's not gonna be good for you, because the way Claymore works is the longer you sit still or spot up, the more boost you're gonna get towards that shot that you take. Clutch shooter, this is another badge that I have to say is top tier. When it comes to any point, like after 14 points in a part game, you're gonna get a significant boost to like your shooting ability. In the fourth quarter and overtime to close games, it's gonna give you a significant boost. And when it comes to free throws in the second half of games, it's gonna give you a significant boost to that type of stuff, depending on how high of a tier of clutch shooter you have. Comeback Kid, this is a badge that I would say is usable. Now, if you're losing a lot, if you're a loser, you have to be down 7 though. Like even if you're a loser and you only like losing close games, it's not gonna really do much. You have to be down 7 or more for this badge to really be activating. So it's only useful in those situations, but it does give you a significant boost in those situations. But to be honest with you, yeah, it's gonna be kind of tough. So yeah, I would have to say that's usable. Corner specialist, I'm gonna say is usable because yeah, people gonna be in the corner, so there's gonna be times, but it just doesn't give you a significant boost. But it does do something, but it's just like not as big of a deal as the catch and shoots or the claymores and stuff like that. Deadeye, in my opinion, is another top tier badge. Pretty much, it's anytime somebody's closing out. I was finna say something crazy. Anytime somebody's closing out from the front, bro, that is gonna be crazy. And I just think about what I was gonna say. But yeah, anytime somebody's closing out from in front of you, coming straight from in front of you, not peripheral. Peripheral is really more so blinders. Like if they're coming out from the sides, that's gonna be more blinders. But from the front, Deadeye, that's gonna be really important. I think that's more so for spot ups, more so for like bigger guards, because I don't think big guards are really going to be using screens as much. I think this is more so ISO players. Blinders is more so screen users. This is more so ISO players, but also blinders is more so for small guards that have those good crab drill moves as well. But yeah, I only have to say blinders and Deadeye are both still really good badges. Green Machine, in my opinion, is arguably the best shooting badge in the game, especially since the fact that you're never going to have it as a tier 3 on next gen. Current gen, maybe it's not as important, but definitely it's still a good badge. So yeah. Guard up. When it comes to guard up, I'm going to have to say guard up is... see, guard up, I like guard up a lot. I like guard up a lot because on next gen, it's never a tier 3 badge, where blinders and Deadeye is always a tier 3 badge. But those are better badges. So guard up is only good for situations where your defender is not getting his hand up. If he's getting his hand up, it still has to be in the right situation. If they have it in the wrong situation or in the wrong spot, depending on where you are, especially for fades, it's really OP. So I think guard up is really broken for fades. But I'm gonna still put it usable because I just don't want to put too much in. Top tier limitless range is definitely broken. Like the higher you have this, the deeper you gonna be able to shoot. Midi magician, this is gonna be good for like mid ranges. When it comes to midi magician, that's about it. Anything mid range is gonna be OP. So that's what I'll say. I'm gonna have to say it's build specific, but I mean, I'm gonna say usual. Slippery off ball. This is gonna be good for people that move off the ball, but I think this is not enough badge points. Because even still, you can steal decks without it, but it is really overpowered. So like, if you do want to use this, it's a really, really good badge. But it's just other badges you can use to help you be able to shoot while moving off the ball. This is only gonna help you move off the ball, if that makes sense. Space Creator. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, both of these go in top tier. Both of these just deserve it. Space Creator is gonna be really, really important in terms of the fact that when you do a hop back, just like the LeBron, AI, Curry, Kyrie, any of those, Damian Lillard, if you do the hop back with those, it's gonna be Space Creator. It's gonna activate. But anytime you do a hop jumper, it's gonna be Space Creator. I think even if you do a spin jumper, but I'm not sure on spin jumpers. I know for like hop jumpers and hop backs, but I'm not 100% sure on spin jumpers. I know spin jumpers and hop jumpers are for what is it called, for the shot creator takeover on next gen, but I'm not sure if it's for Space Creator. But volume shooter, the more you shoot, the higher make percentage you're gonna have on that next shot, and the higher make percentage on each shot, the bigger your green window. Volume shooter is gonna be really important for people that shoot a lot of shots, so that they can get a lot of greens. All right, now for the swings. Now when it comes to the swing jump shots, it's a little bit more to go over, and it's not so much worth or based off of people that can shoot as much, but you can do it just like that and still do people that can shoot, like i.e. the Ray Allens, like i.e. the Kyle Korvers. I would say the Ray Allen is the closest thing you're gonna get to like Stephen Curry when it comes to shot attributes. KD is gonna be shot attributes close too, but I think Ray Allen is actually gonna be the closest when it comes to having a fast jump shot and everything else on said build. But forget all that, scratch that. Let's go ahead and hop into it. So when it comes to the most popular ones, LaMelo Ball with O'Shea Brissett. Now, O'Shea Brissett is not one I personally would recommend. I had to force myself to like that because of my team. But some people actually do like LaMelo, but I like LaMelo Ball less than I like O'Shea Brissett. So it's really on you how you really like it. It is popular for a reason. These jump shots are popular for a reason, whether it is lower like requirement, whether it's people just familiar with it since the first season, I don't know. But yeah, those are ones I would definitely have to say are some of the most popular ones. Now when it comes to the ones I personally would recommend, it's now no longer just 2, it's 3 now. The main go-to one has always been Kyle Kuzma. I don't really use this as much now, but this has been the kind of the go-to for majority of the year, all the way until pretty much this season. I always go back to this jump shot if I'm feeling like a little off, and Kyle Kuzma is always going to be green. It just is what it is. Kyle Kuzma, in my opinion, is the best total jump shot in the game out of everything in the game. The next jump shot I would say that I go to as a backup is Taurean Prince. Now, wherever his name is, if I can find it, if I can spell, but yeah, Taurean Prince is the one that I always go to as my backup behind Kyle Kuzma, but I have not been even using that like that this season. Now, after Taurean Prince, which is what I've been using this season, is Tobias Harris. Tobias Harris is the jump shot I've been using on pretty much all my builds for the whole season, and it's just been really consistent. Now, the thing is, I personally would rather a little bit like a notch slower, like somewhere in between this and Kuzma. Like it's fast, it feels faster than Kuzma, but the reason why I don't use Kuzma as much is because the jump shot timing changes. But if the timing doesn't change, every shot would be green with Kuzma. The timing changing is not as big of a deal on current gen as it is on next. I don't know why. I don't know if it's adrenaline boost or what, but on current gen, you only have to really worry about the standard bar going down and your jump shot getting slower. You don't really get those super duper fast timings out of nowhere for literally no reason. So I don't know what that's really about. I don't know if that's a 2K thing. I don't know what's going on. But it's been like that the whole year, and it's gotten significantly worse this season too, especially with Kuzma. But I think if I had to recommend any of these 3 the most, I would have to say Prince, but it is the slowest of the 3. Now, when it comes to other jump shots, I can definitely recommend to y'all boys, I would have to say the Kobe Bryants of the world, the Jimmy Butlers of the world, who has been hooping in real life, the Caldwell Popes. It's a lot of them you can really go with. Vince Carter. It's a lot of them you can really go with. Gary Clark at one point I was even using a lot. But yeah, it's a lot of these that you can definitely go with. Those are just the ones I would personally recommend. And you can, like I was saying with Ray Allen, Kyle Korver, you can look at some bases. Even some people even use Rudy Gay. You can look at some bases like based off if they can shoot in real life to test that out for yourself. I'm not really that big on the 6'5" to 6'9" shootings unless they're Kyle Korver or Ray Allen, which are really, really good, but they also have really, really high requirements. But yeah, that's just kind of what it is. Let me put this joint to Tobias Harris because that's just what I've been using lately. And then let's go over the releases. Now, the best releases in the game, this is what I use on my Tobias Harris. I use Sadiq Bey and Oscar Robinson. I use the combo of both. Now, when it comes to the Torian Prince, I actually don't use Sadiq Bey. I use Klay Thompson and Oscar Robinson, but I use Oscar Robinson as the one release. I don't use it as a secondary release. And it's probably the best jump shot I've used all year. So you may be like, why do you not just use that then? I really have no explanation for that. I just like being different. I'm not gonna lie, but it's something like this. But yeah, it's really fast. I'm gonna be honest. I really like this jump shot because I can get this jump shot off really easily, and it doesn't really give me a contest consistently, and that's something that's really important for me. And that's one reason why I like using Kuzma for so long, because Kuzma kind of does like an automatic fade. Now, if I don't know if y'all have seen the Jimmy Butler is a really, really drastic Kuzma where it does like a super duper fade. Let me show y'all just so y'all can see this. This is one reason why I just can't use it. Like, it's so wild. Like, it's super with it's like crazy with it. I don't know how people use that, but yeah, those are the bases and releases I would use. Same blendings as I said for the guards. You can use that on the animation blending, and also always remember when it comes to release speed, always go max unless you just don't want to do that. And some extras before we end off this video when it comes to swings I don't want to forget is like Eric Pascal's, the Scottie Pippins. There's a lot. I'm gonna be honest, the swings have by far the most bases. I think the guard has the most like options when it comes to like good, but I think when it comes to the top tier jump shots that people really do love, I think swings do have the most. All right, so starting this thing off, when it comes to the best guard jump shots in the game, we're gonna go over the bases. When it comes to releases, it's a lot easier, but first things first, let's go over the bases. Now, when it comes to the bases for guards, now let's go over the most popular ones, like the popular ones like LaMelo Ball, Stephen Curry. Now, people be going crazy in the videos or comments talking about, I don't see Stephen Curry. I don't see Stephen Curry. If you don't see Stephen Curry on the bases, that's because you don't have a 91 plus mid-range or a 91 plus three-pointer. The reason why I see it is because my build has a 99 three-pointer, so I can be able to do these videos for y'all. But yeah, Stephen Curry, one of the better popular bases, but that's one thing that's like really commented a lot on these videos. But yeah, those are the two most popular ones I would say. Now, when it comes to the ones I probably would highly recommend for like lower rating bases requirements, Kyle Lowry is one that's very, very good in my opinion, and another one would definitely have to be Kevin Porter Jr. Now, Kevin Porter Jr. is another great one. Now, another thing that you can really do this based off of, I'm gonna be honest, you can find good bases. Just think of anybody all time that can shoot, and they'll probably have a good base, like the Damian Lillard for right now, Kyrie Irving, Trae Young. Then when it comes to like all time, Steve Kerr, Steve Nash. It's a lot of great bases in this game though that you can utilize, to be honest. And then when it comes to like the little popular that other people use, like Trey Burke is a popular base because Tyson has been using this for years, but they have a better version of it, which is Allen Iverson. But Trey Burke dropped a little bit later, so it has a little bit lower requirement. But if you guys want something like that for guards, if you want something like that for Curry, there's something like that for Curry. There's an off-brand one for Curry, and that is Markelle Fultz. I gotta find it. Yeah, Markelle Fultz. It's pretty much the exact same thing as Curry. It just doesn't have the same attributes, but it's pretty much the exact same base as Curry. So if you want to have Curry base, but you don't reach the requirements, just go with Markelle Fultz. But yeah, like I was saying, you can go with any like 3-point shooting guard. Darius Garland is another good one. There's a lot of good guards that you can go with. But even if you go all the way to the back, you can go with like a Dwayne Wade, Trae Young, like I said earlier. But one that's very underrated is John Wall. It's really good for like lower 3-point rating bases and stuff like that. But we're gonna put the base that we're gonna test this out, or just to show you guys the releases, as Stephen Curry. Now when it comes to the best releases, I use Oscar Robinson. That's the release I use, and I use that alongside with Stephen Curry. But again, when it comes to these releases, you can go with a lot of different releases that would fit. You can think of, like, just like I was saying with the bases, if there's a person that can shoot, they're probably gonna have a good release, like the Trae Youngs, the Damian Lillards, the Kyrie Irving, the Darius Garlands, all those type of players that like have really good shooters in real life. They're gonna have really good bases and really good releases in the game when it comes to getting greens, stuff like that. But those are the ones I would personally recommend. But another one that's really good is Matt Thomas. That's really underrated that I like to use. I always go max release speed. If you didn't know, you get more release speeds that you can get. or you get more release speeds on guards than you do on swings and bigs. Now when it comes to the animation blending, I've kind of stopped basing this more so on the shot attributes. I kind of want to blend my jump shots more so to make it more smooth. So me personally, I probably would blend it either 55-45 Curry, or I would probably blend it 55-45 Oscar. I don't know. It really just depends on the player and stuff like that. It does depend on the base as well. So like if you use Kyle Lowry and KPJ, like I said, you're gonna have to blend that a little bit different. But the blends I do use 85-15, 75-25, 60-40, and then 50-50. Those are the main ones I do use on my go-tos for all my bases and all my releases. All right, now when it comes to bases for the bigs, now I didn't really go over this for the swings, but I went over this for the guards. So if there's certain bases that you don't see when I'm showing you guys, it's probably because you just don't reach the certain requirement that you need. Like see, for instance, for LaMarcus Aldridge, you need 86 plus mid-range or 86 plus three-pointer to be able to actually even see it. To even use it or even see it, you have to have that. But yeah, that's just kind of what it is. Now when it comes to the bigs, I don't really have nearly as many. I don't have nearly as many recommendations because there's just not as many, and there's just not as many good and fast ones. But I will give you 3. I think the best ones in the game for bigs is definitely LaMarcus Aldridge. Kevin Durant is up there, but it's a little on the slower side. But LaMarcus Aldridge is definitely one I definitely can recommend. Chris Bosh is one that I always see people that use it, do good with it. But if you can't use either of those 3, I would say O'Shea Brissett. O'Shea Brissett is the closest thing you're going to be able to get to like one of those 6'5" to 6'9", one of those guard jump shots when it comes to be able to use it in a lot of situations. But a lot of people say that joint be brick for them. So the one I probably have to give y'all most is LaMarcus Aldridge. Now, the Thanasis Antetokounmpo is actually another very underrated one. If you don't like Brissett, I think this is a very underrated one, but the timing impact is very low on it. Now, when it comes to releases, I think the best releases in the game for bigs is Kelly Olynyk, Kevin Love, Dirk Nowitzki, and Tim Duncan. But the ones I personally would have to go with, I would have to go with Tim Duncan. I think Tim Duncan and Kevin Love are the smoothest, honestly, because I've been going more so for smooth, more so than like just like the stats, I guess you could say. But if you really do want to go for stats and smoothness, I think you do have to kind of put Dirk in it somehow, some way. It's just, you kind of have to do that. But yeah, if you want to go for more stats, you have to blend it even if you didn't go Dirk. But I'm gonna be honest, I think I do rather have the love, the Tim Duncan love more so than the other way. I don't even know how you're supposed to blend this to even get this faster. But yeah, I guess you have to blend it more so to Duncan, but I probably would just keep it 50-50 to be real with you and just go like this. Now, the release height is going to be a little lower on LaMarcus Aldridge, so it is still going to be very fast, even though it only says A-. But it's, you know what I'm saying, it doesn't really matter that much that you don't get that high off the ground because, again, you are a 6'10" and up build to even be able to use this. So release height is not as important for these as like the 6'5" to 6'9", where it's kind of OP, or pretty much just the guards. But yeah, that's gonna be the end of this video. If you guys want more videos like this, now I will be honest, this is just a video to hold fast. I try to drop these jump shot videos either a Saturday or Sunday. A video I had planned on dropping today had to be pushed back because it's Saturday or Sunday. It was a jump shot time, so I gave y'all the jump shot for today. But that next video, for all the people that really do mess with me, they be watching throughout the whole videos, I got a video that's coming up next. If you really did like the testing VC glitch video, then you gonna really like this video I got coming next. All I gotta say. I even been showing a couple little teasers on the backup channel. If y'all been keying in on the backup channels, hey, shout out to you, my boy. You've been going crazy. But yeah, that's gonna be pretty much it for this video. Just make sure to be ready for the next video. Make sure y'all got the noties on. I may even drop a small little trailer tomorrow, going over what's gonna be in that video. It's gonna be a little trailer or teaser for everything that's gonna be going on. I think y'all gonna really mess with it. I've been putting that time, that effort into this video, and it's gonna be a whole new little series I plan on doing to end off the year. I told y'all I was gonna give y'all a little bit more personality videos, and that's what I'm trying to do. The last one ain't do too crazy, so I hope this one do good. Hey, I think y'all gonna show the support. I think y'all gonna like this one. But yeah, that's gonna be the jump shots. I went over everything in this video when it comes to the guard, swings, bigs. I even tried to go over like badges, tried to go over like attributes and animations, everything. So I hope y'all boys did enjoy. If you guys do want more, make sure to like the video, make sure to subscribe if you're new, all that good stuff out the way. Turn on post notifications to be the first to all the videos. Share the video to anybody think will help or enjoy. Without further ado though, man, it's your boy Fitz, and I'll do it, man.
Tell them to bring me my money.
So I was checking my analytics. Even with 100K, we still have 80% of you guys not subscribed. I don't know what else I gotta do. Now, if you guys want to get more in touch with me, you can join the Discord. But how you watching my videos and not subscribe? Subscribe. It's that simple.